All right, class, we're going to go over project 2-3. So I've just downloaded the file and I've got my instructions printed out, so that's what I'm going to be looking at. I'm going to go through this kind of fast because I hope these videos are more of a reference rather than just let's follow Sister Osmus and get through it real fast so we can speed it up. So I'd like you guys to try it first, and then if you need help on a certain part or something, you can watch the video and get help. So starting step number 1, we've already downloaded our file. A lot of times it will come up with this enable editing button at the top. So you've got to click that in order to be able to edit it and work with it. Sometimes my students will start trying to work with it and they get frustrated because they can't. So that is why. Sorry. Step number 2, what we're going to do is name some ranges so that we can use them later on in some formulas. And so it's really important that you do this step correct because you're going to use it in the end of the project. So on step 2A, we're going to click on the student loan, make sure we're on that one, and we're going to select cells B5 through C8. Okay, we're going to name this range by clicking on the Formulas tab, and you're going to say Create from Selection and Define Name section, and we want it to name it whatever's in that left column. So that's the name that we're giving it. We're going to hit OK, and now I've got my loan amount is the name for that section. Step E, sorry, jumped clear down to E. We're going to click on E5 through F7. And we're going to do the same thing. So we're create from selection on my formulas tab. We're going to name it the top left column. So right there, total interest, and we're going to hit OK. Then we're going to click this name manager button up here in the formulas tab so that we can see the name of the ranges. So this came preset with some range names, but here you can see our loan amount range and our total interest range that we just added. And then you can hit close. Step 3 is we're going to calculate a payment. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at our interest rate for how many years and how much our amount is for, and we're going to find out what our monthly payment would cost. So step C8, if you've done a mortgage, then you understand this, or even taking out a car payment, a car loan, you're going to understand this as well. So we're going to click on the financial button, and it's under our financial, under the formulas. If you can't find where something is, because a lot of times I even get confused of where stuff is, I click here and I can search for it. But we're going to come down. This one told us that it's in the financial section, down to payment. And the nice thing about your function boxes is it will tell you what you're looking for. So it tells you what this box is and what this box is. So the first one is our rate. And our rate is in cell C7. When it says to click on a range, you're going to click instead of type it in. So we're going to type in our rate because that's already been named rate, and that's what SimNet's going to look for instead of C7, actually typing it in. So we're going to divide that by 12 because we're going to have 12 months of payments. The N per is the total number of payments, so we've got 5 years as our loan term, and we have to times that by 12 because we do things in monthly. We want to know how much we want to pay each month. Step G is our present value, and what we're going to do is we're going to put a minus in our present value because we are if you look in the instructions, it says a negative loan amount reflects the lender's perspective since the money is paid out now. So we're subtracting that out, so that's why we have to put a negative sign, and that was in step H that I read that. So we're going to click on C5 is our loan amount, And then we're going to leave these ones blank. Typically the bold is what you need for your formula. Sometimes if it's unbold we do add it, but for this one we're not going to use these other two. And we're going to hit OK. So our total monthly payment for a loan under these conditions is $186. And the cool thing is if I come in here and I change this, now this is just to show you, so if I change this to 5,000, everything is going to update for me. So that's the nice thing about clicking instead of typing in the numbers. Is you always want to do a cell reference rather than type the numbers in. All right, over here we want to figure out how much total interest we're going to pay over the amount, the loan, sorry, the life of the loan. What we're going to do is we're going to, step B, we're going to click our equal sign, and we're going to take C8, and remember you want to click instead of typing in C8, because that's what SimNet's going to look for. So C8 times, to multiply, times the loan term, and we have to multiply that loan term by 12, because we have monthly payments. And then we're going to use our negative, so we're going to subtract the loan amount. So in step F, it gives you what it should look like. We don't need parentheses because our order of operations is going to go just like we want it to. So we hit enter, and our total interest is $1,185.81. That's how much we're going to pay in interest over the life of that loan. Step 5 is we're going to calculate our total principal formula. And so what we want to do is click on step F6. Okay, we're right there. And we're going to hit our equal sign. We're going to take our payment amount and multiply it by our loan term. We're going to multiply that by 12. And we're going to subtract our total interest, how much we're going to take there. And I hit enter, and notice that it's the price of my loan. So our total principal is what we started with, which is equal to our loan amount. We just went about it in a different way, calculating all of those up. We're going to click on total cost. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take how much our principal amount was and how much interest we're going to pay. So we're going to simply just add, so equal total principal. Or I guess they do this one first. So total interest plus total principal. And so our total amount is going to be $11,185.81 to take out this kind of loan over here with these conditions. So step number 6 is we're going to create an amortization schedule. So what that does is it just calculates and shows us each month or day or each payment, I should say, until we get to 0. So it kind of breaks it down so we know how much interest we're paying, how much we're taking off our principal amount, and so forth. So step B13, or step 6A, sorry, the beginning balance is the total cost of the loan. So our total cost, we're going to hit equal, is that right there, our total cost. And then you want to change it to your accounting formula or formatting. So up on my home tab, I'm going to click down and use accounting, which is different than your currency. Your accounting separates the dollar sign like you see here. Step number D, 6D, we're going to click cell C13, and we're going to calculate our interest payment. So equal B13, which is right there, times, and this time we need a parenthesis because we want it to do the order of operations, times C7, so our interest divided by 12, and close it with a parenthesis, and then I hit enter, and so that's my interest for each payment. So I'm going to make that into the accounting number format. So I'm going to pay for each payment $41.95. Step D13. So we're going to calculate our principal. So we're going to hit equals C8 minus C13 and I've got to, I missed a little skip, make that negative. Sorry, I'm totally screwing this up. Let's see. Let's try this again. So I hit equal C8, minus, I looked ahead real fast, C13 and enter. So that's how much is coming off of the principal amount each month that I pay. And then in cell E13, we're going to calculate the total payment. We're going to take our equal sign and take C13 plus D13 and press enter. And it's how much right here. It matches our C8, which is our total payment each month, because we're taking our interest plus our principal. And F13 is our ending balance. So what we're doing is taking the life of the loan, or the loan amount, and we're going to subtract how much we're paying each month. So we equal B13, so our total cost, minus E13, which is our total payment. And so I can see after I paid that first month, I only owe $10,999 and so forth. Okay, so we're going to copy the rest of this all the way down. And so what we want to do is we want to get all of our numbers in there. So we're going to do A13 to A14, and we're going to click and drag this all the way down so it shows until 72. And we've got 60 payments. That's our 5 years. And then we're going to step C, select cell B14. The beginning balance is, for the second payment, is the ending of the first. So we're going to equal our ending balance here and hit enter. So then it can calculate and do all of the math that we did here off of this next payment, since we owe less each time we pay, obviously. Step E is we're now going to fill that down. So what I'm going to do is just put my mouse down here and double click, and it's 0 until I fill in the rest of this, because right now it's taking it from this cell right here. So now what I want to do is I want to fill in all of the rest of my information. So I'm going to double click. Nope. Sorry, I'm not going to do that. In B14 we double clicked, and then in C13 through F13, this is where we're going to double click, and it's going to fill everything in. I could do it one by one, but that just takes a lot more time. And so what we do is we look at every payment, we're breaking down how much we're paying interest off the principal amount and so forth, until we get that beautiful 0 amount. And then I can hit Control Home to go back to my A1 cell. So I'm going to stop this video, and I'm going to continue a new video because I'm only allowed 15 minutes and we've got a lot more steps. So watch the next video for steps 8 through the rest.